Good afternoon. I call this Legislative Committee meeting to order. Let's start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Please stand. Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note that both directors are here. Director Hoffman is on Zoom. Any changes to the agenda?
No changes.
Does the agenda look good to you, Kathleen?
Yep, all's good. I'll motion to approve.
And I'll second that. Public comment. Do we have any public?
There are no members of the public on Zoom or in person.
Okay. Did you get a chance to look over the minutes?
I do. I motion to approve. They look good.
I'll second that, or flip them back and forth as you need to. Okay, let's start with updates from representatives. Let's start with J.O. Bonalti's office and Hayden.
Good afternoon, everybody. Nice to see everybody here. My name is Hayden Bartz. I'm with Congressman J.O. Bonalti's office, and I have a short ledge update for everybody. So I want to go over three different things. The first thing is inflation. A new inflation report was released by the Bureau of Labor Statistics on August 10th, showing that inflation remains at a 40-year high. Americans continue to pay more for almost everything while real wages decline. Federal overspending in the last year has led to the highest inflation rate since 1981. Inflation costs the average worker nearly 2 paychecks and the average American family $5,000 last year alone. This year, it is expected to cost the average Californian household $9,527, nearly double last year's inflation. This inflation is a direct result of runaway government spending, and Congressman Obernolte, in his first bills in Congress, were the Finding Federal Savings Committee resolution to help find and cut wasteful federal spending, as well as a constitutional amendment to require a balanced budget. These bills would help get our nation's finances in order and lower the resulting inflation to help put our economy back on track. Now, the next thing I want to bring up is gas prices. As we all know, the 8th District of California pays some of the highest gas prices in the nation, and California pays, on average, more for gas than any other state. This is due to federal regulation in our energy markets and state regulations. This can be easily seen within the 8th District of California. If you go to Needles, California, where gas is over $7 a gallon. But if you simply go across the border into Arizona, you see that drop down immediately to the national average, only a few miles away. Representative Obernolte has worked on legislation with the House Natural Resources Committee to reverse the administration's policies and reopen domestic energy production. The last thing that I want to bring up, because I feel like this is very important to our communities, especially out in Phelan, is border security. Representative Obernolte is fighting to secure the southern border and stop the trafficking of drugs into our community. Over the past year, we have seen record numbers of illegal crossings at the southern border, and our community is feeling this effect of this lawlessness. The San Bernardino County Sheriff has declared a fentanyl emergency in our area, and we are continuing to see large-scale marijuana grows run by drug cartel organizations. According to our local sheriffs, both trends are fueled by the continued crisis at our southern border. Representative Obernolte has supported efforts to fund completion of the border wall and has sent a letter to President Biden calling for answers to issues that our local California law enforcement are facing as a direct result of the surge in illegal border crossings. He will continue to fight to enforce our immigration laws and secure the southern border. So there's my ledge update for everybody. And I just wanted to remind everybody that we had a wonderful town hall the other day out in Phelan, where the congressman was able to speak to over 100 people in the community. And I believe that that was a wonderful event. So if anybody has any questions or concerns, feel free to reach out. I'm happy to answer some questions.
Kathleen, do you have any questions?
Okay, then. Well, I'm glad I could answer everybody's questions.
Okay, I don't think anybody else does. Well, thank you. Kathleen,
Thanks,
do you have
Aiden.
any? Thank you,
Nope.
Aiden. We'll see you soon. Okay, nobody's here for state senate. Okay, it's state assembly. Start with Lackey. Pam.
Yes. Thank you so much. Happy to be here. Representing Assemblyman Lackey, my name is Pam, and I'm the district director. A couple things I'd like to report on for the Assemblyman. One, the Assemblyman has sent a letter to the DOJ regarding the annual crime report that has been down for months. And the metrics are critical to measure progress across the board. And the Assemblyman will continue to ask questions until this is resolved. He did hear back within a day from Mr. Bonta, but it was not satisfactory. So he will keep on the good fight for that to find out what is going on. He also wants to warn everyone about the 4 a.m. bar bill being back. And this particular bill has been brought up many times before, but each time the Assemblyman has been able to speak sense into the Assembly to let them know that this is nothing but a recipe for disaster. They have a pilot program that they are recommending for Cathedral City, Coachella, Fresno, Oakland, and Palm Springs and West Hollywood, and then also in San Francisco. And this would allow bars to sell liquor until 4 a.m. The Assemblyman's great concern, being a former CHP officer for 28 years, is that this will allow people to drink too long and then have them on the road at the same time early commuters are on the road. And again, a recipe for disaster. He is grateful that there has been opposition steadily mounting. The Los Angeles County Democratic Party in late June voted to oppose the measure. And then last week, Fresno Mayor Jerry Dwyer withdrew his city from the pilot program, citing that there was recent anxiety on a local level. The Los Angeles City Council also voted to oppose the bill, arguing it wasn't an improvement over the 2018 version vetoed by then Governor Jerry Brown. So he will be keeping that on the forefront to make sure that that is opposed again. And he also was part of the group that called for the veto of SB 57 that would authorize several California cities to operate drug dens. Hooray, that would provide addicted individuals with sterile needles and other consumption supplies for pre-obtained drugs. While drug addiction is a growing and serious problem, this bill will create state-sanctioned drug use facilities with no requirements that participants enter treatment or that staff be medically certified beyond CPR and first aid. This bill is a distraction from the real need for a long overdue efforts to provide state-funded and operated effective drug treatment programs. Along with those bills that he is watching, he has some bills that are still in the final stages, which we won't know about until for a couple more weeks. So we'll keep you posted on that. And then also he did have some wonderful victories with the budget, procuring almost $24 million for our area. One particularly close to you is Wrightwood Fire Station, $1 million for some new wildfire fighting equipment, including an engine. So I was very excited. We'll be presenting a check to them very soon. And that concludes my report.
Thank you. I don't have any questions. Do you have any, Kathleen?
No, thank you. Thanks for being there.
I don't think anybody else has any more. Okay, we'll go over to Smith and Cassie.
Hi, everyone. I'm Cassie. I'm with the Office of Assemblyman Thurston Smitty Smith. I'm honored to be here with you guys again. So I did want to go over some successes that Smitty's bills have had over the past couple of weeks since session did resume. So the first one being AB 2105. This was the veteran contractor's license fee. This requires the contractor state license board to grant a 50% fee reduction for an initial license to an applicant who has served as an active duty member of the California National Guard or the United States Armed Forces and was honorably discharged. So this would definitely help them regain their life in everyday life and get them back on track with their career and everything. So this is really going to help the veterans in our community and overall just in the state. So good news, this did pass this morning in the Senate, and it will be going to the governor's desk. So we're really excited to see some victory on that bill, and we know it's going to help so many veterans up here in our community. The next bill I want to talk about was AB 2152. This was the Needles HV pilot program. This bill would extend the existing Inyo County pilot program to the similarly situated city of Needles. This will allow the city to link existing off-highway motor vehicle trailers and trailheads on Federal Bureau of Land Management or United States Forest Services, and to link off-highway motor vehicle recreational use areas with necessary service and lodging facilities, thereby creating a unified system for trails for OHVs and contributing sustainably to the local economy. So we're really excited. That one did also pass in the Senate and will go to the governor's desk. So we're really excited on that one. And the 3rd District Supervisor of San Bernardino County did also congratulate the Assemblyman by writing a letter with this bill going through. So Smitty's really happy to be an effective leader here in San Bernardino County, and we're really excited to see that the changes that will come from this bill. So next, I did want to talk about the inflation relief budget. Smitty did a vote against the additional stimulus plan. The governor and Democrats passed a $17 billion inflation relief package a few weeks back and set a permanent tax relief by suspending the gas tax. The Democrats believe that we should be giving checks out to people. Assemblyman Smith believes that taxpayers should be getting their money back at the pump rather than getting a one-time check that only puts a Band-Aid on the issue rather than actually finding a long-term solution. He was one of the few legislators that did not vote on this terrible bill. In fact, many economists have warned that California's attempt for inflation relief will increase inflationary pressures. These checks will range from $200 to $300 depending on your income and tax dependence, and Californians won't even begin to see relief until October. So going forward with some controversial bills, we have SB 866. This allows children 15 years and older to receive any FDA-approved vaccine without the consent of their parents. So Assemblyman Smith is strongly opposed to this bill. It is eligible to be taken up on the floor anytime, but he will continue to oppose it. He believes that vaccines are within the decisions of the parents, and that should be something they choose, not their 15-year-old children. So that's where he stands on that. And just always, I would like to just say, for any casework related issues or any questions on legislation, feel free to give our office a call. And also, I would always recommend to our constituents to check out leginfo.legislator.ca.gov. You're able to get up-to-date information on all the bill statuses. So it's really a great resource for everyone. So that's all I have for you guys today, but thank you.
Thank you for that from both of you. Now we'll move on to county supervisors and Sam.
Hello, everyone. Thanks so much for having me today, or having all of us, excuse me. I just want to start off echoing something Hayden had mentioned about the town hall that the CSD hosted this past Saturday. That really was just a great event. I was certainly happy to be able to be there on behalf of the supervisor and to meet some of the members of the community. I don't always have the opportunity to. So I appreciate the invite and for hosting such a great event. Now, the actual update here, there are a few things I wanted to bring up. I believe the last CSD meeting, I mentioned the proposed charter amendment that the county placed on the ballot this November. Just to quickly reiterate, that's a taxpayer protection measure designed to prevent the board from increasing taxes or levying new taxes without direct voice from the people. It changes the requirements for new taxes from 3 members of the board, a simple majority, to 4 members, and requires that any such increase is placed on the ballot for the affected residents to voice their support or opposition. So we're very excited to have this opportunity before the voters to really protect what we have here and make sure, our hard-earned money is not being taxed unfairly. So I'm very excited about that. There is also going to be another ballot measure that the board just placed on the November 8th ballot, what has been dubbed the Fair Share Initiative. I'm sure you're all hearing it referred to as a secession instead. Won't speak too much about that. I'll be happy to answer any questions if anyone has any, but that will be officially placed on the ballot. Last time I spoke to the board, it was uncertain if that would happen. But little more, I don't want to say more important, but more important. The county also passed a new ordinance on the same board meeting regarding cultivation of marijuana, which is, as we all know, has been quite a problem here in the county in our areas. This specifically has to do with industrial hemp regulations. Many of the industrial hemp sites that are registered within the unincorporated areas of our county actually operate in violation of state law, masquerading as cannabis cultivation. The consequences of this, I'm sure we're all very well aware of, the effects that it's had on our communities. So this new ordinance will allow greater authority for the various departments engaged in our marijuana enforcement team to suspend, revoke, and refuse to renew industrial hemp registrations in certain circumstances where they have found that they're violating state law and actually cultivating cannabis instead of industrial hemp, which has caused quite a problem for our sheriff's department, where it's difficult at first to tell just by glance which one they are actually growing. So this ordinance will really allow better authority and efficiency for our enforcement team. So we're very excited that this got through the board this past Tuesday. And speaking of that issue, I really want to, I know Cassie's there, thank Assemblyman Smitty, who's been just a phenomenal help on the state side with all of these marijuana issues. We really do appreciate the work he's been doing on that, and Congressman Overtalty as well. So that's all I have here. So if anyone has any questions, as always, I will do my best.
I don't have any. Kathleen, do you have any?
I do not. Thank you.
Making our job easy today.
And do you have any
We
questions?
always do.
We try to, yeah. Do you have any questions for either of the state assemblyman's representatives? Kathleen?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I do not.
Okay, I just want to check. I forgot to ask.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, I think that is it for the representatives. Staff report and committee comments. We'll start with staff report.
So kind of quiet. It's August. The next time we meet will be just after the election. So I'll be sure to bring a list of our newly elected so we know who's representing us. Of course, we know redistricting happened. So we're going to have a brand new representative, more than likely from down the hill. So I've already reached out preliminarily to their staff just to let them know about our meetings. And once the election's over, we'll start making inroads that way. So not a lot going on. We're not applying for any grants right now. Cassie's, as always, thank you guys. You were instrumental in helping us get our last round of grants through. I don't know what I'd do without your office, and we're going to really miss you.
Thank you. We enjoyed working with you guys as well.
And that's all I have. Thanks.
Well, thank you. Do you have any questions, Kathleen?
I do not.
Same with me. Okay, then next on the agenda is for the committee comments. I don't have any to add to this right now. Do you, Kathleen?
I don't. I just want to echo what Kim said. Thanks for all your help. And yeah, we're not looking forward to redistricting. Hopefully we get as much help as we always have from you.
Yeah, losing both of you guys for a district. They're just like totally abandoned in some ways by
Yes.
and not by you guys' choice.
Yeah.
Okay, review of action items. Prior meeting.
Oh, there were none. Actually, no, there was one. It's been a minute since we met. We did send out our letter regarding the Joshua trees, and that was made part of the record for the hearing. Of course, as you're aware, we don't support listing them as endangered because, as you can see, they are everywhere.
Yes.
And so we are continuing to monitor that while moving forward with some of our projects and submitting take permits. So
We'll see how
we'll see how it goes. It's really impacting everything right now.
Okay, and current meeting, I didn't hear any.
No, other than I will be bringing forth a list of our newly electeds at the next meeting, along with their contact information if it's available at that time. They will have just been elected, technically not in office. So unless they're continuing.
Okay, well, thank you. And agenda for next meeting. I think we're looking at pretty much the same.
Nothing new, unless
Okay.
Kathy has something.
I don't have anything to add. How about you, Kathy?
I don't have anything.
Okay,
Not right now.
then we will adjourn this meeting at 24 after 3.